going? I'm almost done with this video and then I'll be ready to go. What are you doing? Oh, you're stuck. Oh no. Okay, hang on.
Hi, my beautiful besties.
Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we're going to do a tag video. I don't do tags super often, but I saw this one and I love the title, and I needed some video ideas, so I was like, ooh, done. Now, I do not know the questions. Like, I haven't even watched the video that I saw pop up yet. So I was scrolling through my feed and I saw this tag. So I'm seeing it on Bandy's Books. I will leave her channel and her video link down below. So this is not an original tag from what I'm understanding. So I will also find the original and link that down below as well. But I'm seeing it on Caitlin's channel. So I'm going to listen to her ask the questions, and then I will answer them as we go. So I literally have no idea. It's off the cuff. I don't have any books pulled or anything. So this is going to be interesting. Hopefully I don't have to think too hard. We'll see. Okay. So this is the Under the Influence tag. The first one is, what is a fantastic book that you bought because of another booktuber? Or you can flip it and say, what is a book that you have been convinced not to read because of a booktuber? I'm going to go with the convinced not to read because that just happened like yesterday. So I have been convinced not to read The Terror by Dan Simmons, at least not to read the physical book. So Vicky from Vicky's Book Nook, who I will link down below as well, I knew that she was planning to read that book over the winter, and I was waiting to hear her thoughts on it before I decided if I was going to keep that book or not. And because I keep looking at it thinking, I don't think I'm going to read this, but I wanted to get her opinion first because I trust her opinion. And so she ended up giving it 3 stars. And she said, if I wasn't listening to the audio, I probably would have DNF'd it. So if you're going to read it, just listen to it. I was like, done. So I'm going to get rid of my physical copy of that. And if I decide I do want to read it later on, I'll just listen to it. So she kind of dissuaded me from keeping it on my shelves. Okay, question number 2 is, has BookTube opened your mind to or changed the way you view book genres? And I don't know. I guess, yeah, I think that BookTube has really opened my eyes to the fantasy genre. I used to just read just the basic fiction. Like I would read all the Jodi Picoults and, I read like Water for Elephants, and I like just kind of the general fiction versus something as far as like fantasy or sci-fi or, romance specific or anything like that. So I think I really started reading fantasy when BookTube popped into my life, aside from Harry Potter. But yeah, it opened my eyes to fantasy. So I'm just going to say that because I started reading like Throne of Glass and Laini Taylor and, all that kind of stuff. And now I'm just completely hooked. Okay. Question 3 is, how much time did you spend on YouTube prior to discovering BookTube? And how much do you spend on YouTube now after discovering it? Oh man. Okay. This is going to be embarrassing. Well, I'll say before BookTube, I watched a lot of scrapbooking YouTube stuff. I still do. I still have some channels that I watch for scrapbooking. I definitely don't watch as much scrapbooking anymore, but I was on it like for that. And that's how I found out about BookTube. Someone had mentioned something about, I watched this BookTuber. I was like, I'm sorry, what? There's people on YouTube talking about books, and I had no idea. And like a few months later, I started my channel. So, but I think I watch more now than I did before. Even though I was watching stuff before, I watch more now, for sure. I watch BookTube every single day. There are always videos for me to watch. There'll be some times where I'll go through some phases where I'm not watching a whole lot, but that's just like, time constraints or something if I just don't have time. But I will have BookTube on while I'm cooking or, getting ready or whatever. If I have like a decent amount of videos in my queue that I'm ready to watch. Like I save them to a watch later. So I check it multiple times a day. And then if anything pops up that I want to watch, I save it to my watch later playlist. And then I just let that playlist play when I have some time. But yeah, I watch it a lot. Every day. I watch at least one video every day. I'll say that. Okay, question 4 is how many books did you read before BookTube and how many books do you read now? Those numbers are significantly different. And I know this because I keep track. Even before BookTube and before I really started tracking like everything diligently, I kept a little journal where I would write down all the books that I read in a year. But I can remember kind of off the top of my head, like 2013, 2014, 2013 and 2014 were low. They were like 14 books in a year or 25 books in a year. 2015 is when I started my YouTube channel. And that went way up. I think I might have read like 60 that year. So definitely like, times 3 from the previous year. And then it's just gone up and up and up every year. And for the past couple of years, I read over 100 books. This year, it may slow down a little bit just because I'm working again. So I'm not having quite as much time to read, but definitely significantly more since starting BookTube. Like BookTube really just reignited my love of reading and the desire for me to make it more of a daily habit. Question number 5. You guys are going to laugh. You're going to start cackling when I say this question. Has BookTube affected the amount of books that you buy? I don't think I need to answer this. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so question number 6 is, has a BookTuber's review ever retroactively caused you to change your mind about a book? I don't think so. I'm pretty solid in my opinions. My own opinions can change over time. Like the further away from a book I am, I know that there are books that I have rated pretty high that if I read them again today, or if I were going to re-rate them, they would be lower for sure. Because I always, like, my initial rating is just my initial feelings right after I finish the book. So, but I've never felt differently about a book because of what somebody else has said. I stay pretty true to my feelings. And if they change, it's because of me. It's not because of somebody else. So I don't think so. Next question is, have you ever been inspired by other YouTubers' videos or their style? Yeah, a lot. Well, obviously, like tag videos, going around, you get inspired to do those and then you do them. But yeah, I have definitely been inspired to do my own version of videos that I've seen other people do. I think we all do at some point. There's only so many ideas in the world, but yeah, I try not to directly copy if I can help it, or if I do, like, I give that person credit. I don't try to take any credit for myself, but yeah, I definitely get inspired, and there is definitely some beautiful, camera work that people do that is definitely inspiring, and things that I think about, especially if I'm doing like a reading vlog or something. I try to make it a little more interesting than just me, than it's, just my face talking about books. I try to make it a little more interesting and have some B-roll, and, I try to be a little bit more intentional with that because I see other people doing that. And so that definitely influences me for sure. Question 8, you guys are going to laugh. Oh man, I did not screen these. What are some pressures you feel on your reading life because of your BookTube channel? For all my OGs who've been here for a while, you have seen the pressure that I put on myself. So that's the thing. I have definitely gone through phases where I feel a lot of pressure because I say the things in the videos, and then I feel like I need to follow up, and I need to do the things, and I need to read the books. And if I don't, I feel guilty. And that's my fault. It's all on me. I have gone through this entire process, and I have let a lot of that go. I will say that. I don't necessarily feel as much pressure anymore, and that is because I am really trying to make sure that I'm picking up books that I want to pick up. If I am reading a book that I'm not feeling it, but I feel like I'm reading it for other people, I put it down. I'm like, you know what? Not for me right now. And that's okay. So I'm trying to be a lot more intentional about what I'm picking up, when I'm picking them up, and making sure that I am having a good time reading, because if I get to a point where I'm not, that's when it's not fun anymore. And I really just tried to let all that guilt go. Even if I say it on the video, if I don't do it, is the world going to end? No. No, the world's not going to end. People are not going to be mad at me. And if they are, those are not people I want around me anyway. So, like it's fine. It's all fine. But yeah, I've definitely tried to lessen the pressure off of myself that I put on myself. And I think I've gotten better. I definitely think I've gotten better. I don't feel stressed out about reading as much as I did in the past. Question 9 is, what has the social aspect of BookTube had as far as an influence on your reading? I think that's how, I don't think it was worded quite that way, but what kind of influence has the social aspect of BookTube had on your reading? And let me think. So, just watching book hauls and watching when I see like different multiple people who have different reading tastes talk about the same book and loving it, that is just like an almost automatic, I need to get this book type thing. But just watching other people read books and talk about books has just had a big influence on my reading, because it makes me want those books. It makes me want to pick them up. I've picked up a lot of books, just because of that. And yeah, I think it's also kind of broadened my horizons as far as what I'm reading. I do read very widely, and I kind of feel like I have never like shied away from any specific genres or anything like that, but I'm much more open to nonfiction than I ever was in the past, and that has been really enjoyable for sure. So just, because I read very widely anyway, and I'm interested in almost everything, and willing to listen to almost everything, then it really has caused me to pick up books that I have really loved. Okay, and question 10 is, what kind of impact do you hope that your channel puts on the people watching you or aspiring booktubers? And the impact that I hope my channel has on people is just want people to read. Which sounds so stupid, but I want people to read. I want people to love what they're reading, and I want to help people find their favorite books. That's what I want to do. That's why I want to be a librarian. That's why I work in Barnes & Noble. I want to help people find their next great read. I really do. And I have gotten messages from people who have read books that I recommended and they love them. And those make me feel so good, because every time I make a recommendation, I know that there's going to be hits and misses. I know that there's going to be people who love those books, and I know that there's going to be people who don't enjoy those books, or it wasn't for them. And, you can never win them all. But when I get feedback from people saying that they read a book that I recommended and they loved it, it makes me feel like I did something positive for somebody else. And I've gotten messages before that have, gosh, I'm going to start crying. I've gotten messages from people who have said that watching my channel has helped them to fall back in love with reading. And that I was a blubbering mess, because that's my joy in life, is reading, and to help somebody rediscover that love. And now they make it a daily habit and they love it, and they're having a great time, is just, geez. Okay, those were all the questions. So that was fun, kind of going into something completely blind, and I had to come up with the answers. I didn't even need any books, so that was good. I was like, I'm not even pulling anything, but I didn't need anything, so that's good. Okay, let me know the booktuber that has had the biggest influence on you. Who is a booktuber that you watch that has had like the biggest impact on your reading or what you purchase? Do not say me. That's cheating. Don't do that. tell me someone else. I would love to know. And if it's someone I haven't heard of, I would love to check them out. So definitely let me know like names, channel names, all that good stuff down below. Don't leave a link because it'll probably spam you, but I can go and check them out. So let me know that down below. And make sure you go check out Caitlin. I will leave the original tag down below. And check out Vicky as well, who I mentioned. She's fantastic. Okay, I will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.